Today we're going to be working on Chapter 5, Lesson 6, and our learning objective is you will use a double number line, equivalent ratios, and the relationship among the percent part, and whole to find the whole given a part and the percent. So our essential question is, how can you find the whole given a part and a percent? A percent is equivalent to the ratio of a part to a whole. Suppose there are 20 marbles in a bag. 5 of them are blue. The whole is the total number of marbles, which is 20. The part is the number of blue marbles, 5. The ratio of the part to whole is 5/20, or 5/20ths. This is equivalent to the percent of marbles that are blue, which is 25%. So if you look at the part over the whole, we have 5/20. And then to turn that into our percent, if we take we think 20 times what gives me 100? Well, 20 times 5 is 100. So if you take 20 times 5 on the denominator, you have to do the same thing to the numerator, which is 5 times 5, which gives you 25 hundredths. And we know that a percent is a ratio compared to 100, so that would make that 25%. So you can use the relationship among the part, the whole, and the percent to solve the problems. Let's look at this first, unlock the problem. Emily has sent 28 text messages so far this week. That is 20% of the total number of text messages she is allowed in 1 week. What is the total number of text messages Emily can send in 1 week? So, if we look at what information is important, we know that 20% is important, and we know that 28 messages so far this week, and our question is that what is the total number of messages Emily can send in 1 week? So if we think the whole is the total number of messages Emily can send, the part is the number of messages that Emily has sent so far. If we use the double number line, we look over here and it already shows us that 20% is represented by 28 messages. So to find the number of messages represented by 100, we have to think yet again, I want to find 100%. What can I multiply 20 by to get 100? And we have already said that that is 5. So 20 times 5 gave us 100%, but we have to do the same thing to the bottom. So 28 times 5, there we go. And we figure out that 28 times 5 is 140. So 100% is 140. So 28 is 20% of 140. So Emily can send 140 messages in 1 week. Alright, let's look at this another way. So we can also use equivalent ratios. So look at this step 1. Write the relationship among the percent, part, and the whole. So percent equals part over whole. The percent is 20%. We know that from the problem. Okay, so the percent is 20%, and the part, we know that she has already sent 28 messages, so that would be our part, and the whole is what we don't know. The whole is unknown. So we have the percent, 20%, we know that part over here is 28, and that whole is what we don't know. So we go to step 2 and we write that percent as a ratio. So 20%, we know that percent is a ratio compared to 100, so 20% is 20 over 100, or 21 hundredths. And we know that will equal 28 over something, but we still don't know that whole. Step 3 would be to simplify the known ratio. So if we simplify 21 hundredths, we know that, well, 20 and 100 can both be divided by 20, so we take the top and the bottom, or numerator and denominator, and divide that by 20. 20 divided by 20 is 1, and 100 divided by 20 is 5. And that's going to equal 28 over the unknown. Step 4 is write an equivalent ratio. The numerator should be 24. Sorry, the numerator should not be 24. The numerator should be 28. So we take 1 times 28 because we need to get that equivalent, so we need 28 on both numerators. And then so we need to do that same thing to the bottom, which is 5 times 28. 1 times 28 is 28, which we have here, and then 5 times 28 is 140. So 28 over 140 then equals our unknown. So 28 is 20% of 140. Emily can send 140 messages in 1 week. Alright, and let's look down here at the other example. 24 is 5% of what number? Step 1, write the relationship among the percent, part, and the whole. It's the same thing we did above. The percent is 5%. The part is 24. And the whole is unknown. So we have 5%, and then we have that part is 24, and the whole is unknown. Step 2, we're going to write the percent as a ratio. So we know 5% is 5 over 100, and 24, we don't know the unknown. Step 3, simplify the known ratio. Divide the top and the bottom number by 5, so we can get that down to 1. Both of those are divisible by 5, so that 5 divided by 5 gives us 1. 100 divided by 5 gives us 20, and we still have 24 over 1 known. And step 4, we're going to write an equivalent ratio. The numerator should be 24, so that we can get that to be equal to this number right here. So 1 times 24 gives us 24, and 20 times 24 will give us 480. So then that would be equivalent to 24 over 480. So 24 is 5% of 480.